So yesterday we have created a virtual machine in a hypervisor software, that is VMware player. This is the VMware player. So today we will install the operating system. I hope you have already installed this hypervisor software in your desktop or in your home PC. So today we will learn how to install a virtual machine, because yesterday we have created the virtual machine, and today we will install the operating system, and also we will learn some basic Linux things. So this is the, please go to the setting of the virtual machine. Then here go to the DVD and attach the ISO. I have already attached the RHCSA ISO, RHCSA 8.0. This is the ISO I have already attached. So let's start to install the operating system. When we will start the operating system, it will come like this. Here install Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.0. By selecting this one, let's enter. Okay, this is the welcome screen. Here we have to select the language, then press continue here. In last class, we have prepared the virtual setup using the VMware player. Then OS installation, that is CentOS I have prepared, because in CentOS we can get the repository from the CentOS upstream server. In Red Hat operating system, the subscription, that means it is mandatory for the updating the packages using the YUM. In case of CentOS, as it is a community based free operating system, we can get the packages through the YUM repository from the upstream server as a free. So that's why for practicing we can use the CentOS, as CentOS and RHCL both are same, commands are same, everything is same. So in place of RHCL we can take the CentOS. We should remember some things, we need to remember while we will start working with RHCL, because Linux is a case sensitive. That means if we will use a name as a uppercase and lowercase as a mix, at that time we need to remember the exact name, because Linux is a case sensitive. All control delete reboots the operating system. That means like Windows, when we will press all control delete, it locks the screen, but in Linux system it will reboot the server. Please remember this one. All control delete will reboot the operating system. Configuration are saved in file and directory structure. All configurations are saved in file and directory manner. So minimum partition required. When we will create a operating system, at that time some minimum partitions are required. That is swap at least 256 MB, /boot, that should be 250 MB, then home at least 100 MB, and the remaining partition should be /. Another thing, please remember this one. When the BIOS system is a UEFI firmware, at that time /boot EFI partition should be created by us. Let me tell you one thing here. BIOS are two types. One is BIOS, another is UEFI, and now all the servers are coming with UEFI firmware. So in the UEFI servers, we need to create another partition, that is /boot /EFI. This is also mandatory for the UEFI firmware systems. So what is the recommended short space? If the physical memory, installed physical memory is less than 2 GB, the short should be 2 times amount of the RAM. That means if my server having the 2 GB memory, then I have to provide 4 GB shop. if my desktop or server have a 2 to 8 GB RAM, then I have to give the equal amount soft space. That means that should be 8 GB or 2 GB to 8 GB according to my physical memory. That should be same as the soft. So for in case of 8 GB to 64 GB, at least 4 GB soft space I need to provide. Then in case of more than 64 GB, it should be at least 6 GB. Sorry, 4 GB. So please remember this table, and it is always recommended more than 8 GB. We need to provide the 8 GB soft space. So what is a soft partition or what is a soft space? It is a physical space from the hard disk. When the physical memory is consumed 100%, at that time soft space will be act as a physical memory. That's why in Linux operating system we have to provide a soft space, and which depends on the RAM installed in the server. What is kdump? Kdump is a dump file actually. In case of our server crashed, at the time kdump file generates, and using the kdump file we can analyze what is the cause of the crashing of the server. That is a kdump file. Okay. Types of login screen. There are two types of login screen. One is virtual console, that is text based, another is GUI console. And when a root user trying to log into the server, at that time it will prompt as a hash. And when a regular user trying to log into the server, he will see or get the dollar symbol. That is when we will see the hash prompt, we will see that server is logged with a user as a root, and when there is a symbol dollar, then a normal user is logged into the server. Then user access. Each user has a home directory for personal file storage. /root is the home directory for root user, whereas /home is the parent directory for all other users. Likewise, /home/job. ID shows the information on the current user. That means when we are in a user screen, at that time if you will provide the ID command, it will show about the detail of the user, current user. Let me start the virtual machine to show you. Am I visible to all? My screen is visible. Virtual console. There are generally 6 virtual consoles available in Linux operating system. One is graphical console, and others are the virtual consoles are the command prompt. Desktop and workstation typically have both. That means if you are installed a desktop operating system or a server with GUI, at that time graphical console will be available. Else only server systems have only the virtual consoles available. Startx command is used to start the X server. X server means GUI. Graphical user interface will be start as using the command startx. Switch among virtual consoles by tapping Alt plus Control plus F1 to 6. Okay. Access the graphical console by typing Alt Control F7. F7 is the used to the access the graphical console. X Windows System. X Windows System is a Linux graphical system, and Xorg is the version of X Windows System used by Red Hat. Desktop environment. GNOME, the default desktop environment, and KDE as the alternate desktop environment. There are two desktop versions available in Linux. One is GNOME, another is KDE. KDE is used by the genome is used by the default desktop environment. What is a root user? Special administrative account called as a super user. That means root user is the super user in a Linux operating system and which have the unlimited capacity to damage the server. That means root user can do or modify and edit everything and anything in the operating system. Login into your system with name and password will see something like bash. That means this type of screen will appear when you will log in with a username and password, and this is called as bash. What is bash? Bash is a unique shell used as default login shell. Changing identities. That means when we are in a user screen, we need to switch to another user. At that time, we have to use the command su. And sudo command runs command as root. Whenever we are in a user screen, at that time, if you want to execute commands with the root user success, at that time we have to use the command sudo then command. Like sudo yum install telnet. Here sudo will allow us to execute the commands as a root user's permission, and yum is the command, and install is the instruction, and telnet is the package name. The command structure. So command structure is usually command, option, and argument. Three things you need to remember always. This is the structure of the command. When we will use the commands in Linux, you can see this is the hash, this is the dollar. That means we are now in a user screen because I have logged in the server using the user Vishnu. So now I am in the user prompt, that is showing me dollar sign. If I want to switch to the user root, assume switch user. You can see this is the hash showing here. That means now I am in the root users prompt. So if I want to execute a command with the root user success, we have to use the command sudo yum install. Likewise, sudo we have to add the sudo before the command. ID will show me the detail of the users. My screen is visible to all. Let me increase the font size. Then command structure. Command structure usually starts with command minus option, then argument. Each item is separated by a space. Options modify a command's behavior. That means when we add some options with the command, at the time command's behavior will be changed according to our options. So single letter options usually preceded by dash. That means can be passed as a minus a, minus b, minus c, or minus abc. So how you can use command minus abc then argument. Full word options usually preceded by double hash. That means If we want a full word as a option, at that time we have to use the double dash. So arguments are file names or data. That means arguments may be a file name or a data. If you want to TOUCH txt 2.txt, here touch is the command and this is the argument. We are not using any option here. Okay, you can see touch2 created. We have only used the command and the argument, but we have not used any options here. If I want to show you another command, df minus th, here this is the df is the command and th is the option, and there is no argument. And here we have used two letters. So you can see you have to use a sudo. There is always a space between command and a dash. Multiple commands can be separated by semicolon. Some commands use no options at all. Likewise, I have shown you one command. This is, I have not used any option here, only command and argument. So some simple commands are date, calculator. That means these commands are not used any argument or any options, only this command will be work. Date and calculator. This is, there is no need to use any option and argument. And multiple commands can be used by semicolon. Touch, you can see previously only text3 is only available here and no other file. Here I am trying to first create a text file having text3.txt, then I will vi and edit that file using a two commands in a single line. You can see it is allowing me to add some contents in the file. I have added. Then you can again check cat. That means you can see two commands executed two times. Text, it is display me the contents of the file. First this command show me the contents, then second time this command also executed and show me the contents. Likewise, if you want to execute multiple commands, you can use a semicolon between them. Anyone having any doubt? Yes, touch is for creating a files. df command will show me the details about the partitions. This is the df command. Here I can see the all about my partitions what present in my operating system. Is it clear, Shivsagar? This thing we will be know more in later classes. I will tell the detail about these commands and what is file system and how you can check and everything in later classes. No worries. Anyone having any doubt? Okay, great. So some special keystrokes. Q quits from many commands like more and less. That means when you are in a viewing a file using more or less command, at that time we can press Q to quit from that screen. Let me show you one example. I am using here I am using the top command. Now it is showing me the resource utilization and what process is running in the server using the top command. How you can quit the screen? I will press simple Q. It will quit the top command and navigate me to the so Q command quits from the many commands like more and less and other commands also. Q used to quit. Control C also quits out from many commands. Control L clears the screen. Here you can see I have used the Control L. My screen is clear. Control A puts the cursor at beginning and Control E puts the screen at end of the command line. Getting help. Many levels of help we can get in the Linux operating system. And what is the command through which we can get some help about a command? Call is a command. You can see call is a command which provides us the calendar of the current month. So if you want to see the options about the calculator, then and we can use the what is. Okay. Then command minus minus help. Help also same as what is. It will provide us the detailed information about the command. Man and info command also same. So using four commands, what is, help, man and info, we can get the help about the commands. Man command display the complete information. Man minus F display the short information. That means using the option minus F, we can get the short information. Info also, info, then space command also shows the information about the command. You can see using the man, you can get the detailed information about the calculator command. So if you want to show the less information about the command, we can use the minus F option. You can see Q to quit here. It is written here Q to quit. So here, if we will press the Q, it will close that screen. Man minus F. You can see a short information about the calculator command. Likewise, info cal also give you the information about the calculator command. So in this session, we have learned the Linux basic uses, commands, some basic commands, and how you can get help about the commands. Anyone having any doubt, please ask me. When we will use the sudo command with the user prompt, at that time also we need to give the same user's password. As you can see here, in date and time, we have to select the date Asia and Kolkata. So in installation media, we have already inserted the DVD. So here in the software selection, we have the multiple options. We can select anyone from here, or we can also select the manual packages according to our choice. Here we will select the server with GUI. Then install the destination. Here we have to select the hard disk. Then kdump, I have already told you, kdump is a DOM file. When the server crashes, at that time the DOM file will be generated, and using that DOM file we can analyze what is the cause of the crash. And here in the network and hostname, here we can provide the IP address and hostname while installing the operating system, and we can also do it manually later after the operating system install also. Then security policy. This is also we can here enable or disable in operating system also. After installation we can do it. Not required. So please remember only date and time, software installation and installation destination we need to remember. And if you want to here remember one thing, we have storage configuration. That means partitions we have choose here automatic. If you want to create partitions manually according to our choice, we have to go to the option custom. Using the custom option, we can make partitions from our end. So then begin installation. Here we have to pass the username, password for the root user. Then we can create another user also. Now installation started. After the installation complete the installation, we have to reboot the server. Then only operating system installation completed and OS will be come. Okay, this is the steps. Using these steps, we can install an operating system. According to our choice, we can use the Red Hat and the CentOS for our practice. But in case of CentOS, we will get the packages from the CentOS repository. In case of Red Hat, we have to create the repository our own, because Red Hat will not provide the packages from their server as it is a license based. As CentOS is a free, we can get the packages from the CentOS repository. So we have completed today's session. Anyone having any doubt, please ask me. Santosh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
How are
This
you?
is my first. And hello.
Tell me, Santosh.
Yes, sir. This is my first class, and I am lately joined this session today. I joined just 5 minutes
Okay.
ago.
Just 5 minutes before.
Yes, sir. Before 5 minutes ago.
Okay, no problem. I will share the PDF in this group. Have you joined that group?
Yes, sir. I have joined the group.
Even, okay, I will share the documents as well as the session recording. Please go through that. And from next onwards, please join at the sharp 7:30, so that next classes will be very important. And the last previous 3 classes are the basic classes that is manageable. But for next classes, next sessions, it will be very important. If you will miss them, means it is very difficult for you to understand.